Hello, Internet. Here we go with another game review. This time, as you just saw, Singularity. Developed by Raven and distributed, published by Activision. So there we go. Let's just go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty while I got you here. It's pretty much first-person shooter. Split up into three different categories is what I would say. By categories, I would say just little subgenres that I would like to point out. The first being, of course, a first-person shooter. Very straightforward, very simple. If you're any kind of fan or you've played any kind of first-person shooter before, you're gonna feel right at home. It's nothing too extreme or out of the ordinary for you to be stumbled up on that one. The second part would be the manipulation of time and manipulating the objects in the environment or the enemies through time. You get that probably about an hour into the game, so it's no big deal. You use time to either progress you past certain enemies or to progress you past different puzzle elements. You also have the third part of it would be you actually have a few scares in this game, a couple of jump scares, a couple of tense moments that feel at home in the game. I mean, I love that they're there, and a lot of other developers or a lot of other games would completely ignore that aspect. You have a story set up where there would be scary moments in it, but they don't take advantage of it. They don't give you the jump scares. They don't give you the claustrophobic feeling that this game sometimes gives you. And I love that they actually just threw that in there. It might have been a side note or an afterthought, but even those little moments that they put in there, it was fantastic. So for the game part of it, it would be first-person shooter, very standard. The manipulation of the time, which was, in my eyes, a little bit weak because it was very straightforward. You obviously knew when you had to use your time manipulation device, it's called the TMD, in the game, and it was very straightforward. You knew when you had to use it. You knew how to use it. So none of the puzzles really. I was never really caught up on any of the puzzles. It seemed more of a way to slow you down and change the pace of the game. And then the third would be the scares, which I love. I mean, I love that they added them. It was great. So that's just my take on the playability of the game, and we're just gonna go ahead and switch over to the story-wise. Obviously, since you have a time manipulation device, you're gonna be jumping back and forward in time. Not so much forward as going back, figuring out what happened on this island, and then you interacting with the past, and then seeing how it affects your future or your present self. Now, on paper, that's a really great idea, and I love it. But my main problem with it is there was no other options to interact with any of the other items in the past self besides the major changes that you have to do to progress the story. So, I mean, it was great that you could go back in time and see how the past affected the future, but there was also no little extra moments that you could do that. And I was really disappointed that I wish they would have just gone a little bit of an extra mile and made some sort of change that you could do in the past that would affect the future, but not in the grand scheme of the story, if that makes sense at all. For example, let's say you stop a scientist from doing a certain thing, and that'll affect the future for you getting a certain power up or upgrade for your weapons. That's what I'm talking about. I wish they would have gone the extra mile and done that. So we're gonna go ahead and so that was the story. That's what I got out of the story, and that's just what I'm gonna tell you without trying to give too many spoilers. For the technical side of it, you have the graphics. The graphics were good. They were decent. A couple of things I would have wished they would have upgraded a little bit more, especially a lot of the textures on the dead bodies. Other than that, the feel of the world was great. I loved it. The graphics were pretty decent. They weren't. I wish they would have cleaned them up a little bit, made them more crisp, more clear. But you know, what are you gonna? Well, you can't really complain too much. The sound was average. It wasn't anything. It didn't blow me away, or anything of that nature. And everything reacted as it should. There wasn't a certain weapon that was completely overpowered, even though you could upgrade the weapons that you were given. For instance, you had the basic assortment, so you had assault rifle, shotgun, pistols, grenade launchers, etc., 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 and you could upgrade those as you saw fit. I chose to go with the basic, which was an assault rifle and a shotgun, but you could have gone any other way and it would have gone however you pretty much wanted to go in that area. And there wasn't any really glitches that I saw either. There wasn't any glitches or hang-ups or anything of that nature. So overall, the story mode and the single player mode, fantastic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. However, the problem lies in the multiplayer, and from what I saw, it's beat to the extreme. You had your standard team deathmatch, or whatever you guys want to call it, Team Slayer, whatever you guys are used to playing. Pretty much you kill the other team. The biggest hang-up would be lag. Lag is just terrible, especially in a game when you have to be precise in any shape, way, or form. Not being able to do so because of lag is really bad. I played, I don't know, about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops, and I didn't get a single game where lag didn't affect my gameplay experience. Other than that, you had, like I mentioned before, Team Deathmatch, and also called another mode called Extermination mode, where you progress. And the best way I could explain it would be Rush and Battlefield Bad Company 2, if you played that. So you pretty much capture a point, defend it, and then you progress and capture another point while the other team tries to stop you. The teams are separated into the humans, as you can see I'm playing there, and also the creatures that inhabit the island in the first player. I was gonna think there would be some sort of imbalance because of the weapons and armor and upgrades you get as a human side, but it's actually pretty well balanced, especially if you work as a team. I didn't get any kind of imbalance issues while I was playing. Like I said, again, the lag was a big problem. The other thing I would like to note is that there wasn't any kind of degradation in the graphics or the sound. So exactly how it sounded and how it looked in the single player is how you're gonna get it in the multiplayer. There is a progression system. As you saw, you could level up, but there really is no reason, because as you can see, everything is unlocked right from the beginning, which is good and which is bad. The good is because you have everything there. I mean, you could jerk around with it, see what you like, see what you don't like, and then go from there. The bad thing is that you have no incentive to play this. I mean, unless you got a bunch of friends that play this online, go right for it. But if that's the case, then you're really not going to be looking to buy this game. You're already going to have it. So there you have it. The best place I was able to find it, the best price, was Amazon, brand new for $20 for the PS3 and 360. Add on a couple of bucks for if you want the PC version. You could also get them used from Gamefly for about $15 for the 360 or the PS3. So there you go. I would definitely recommend buying this game for that price. 15-20 bucks, no big deal. Decent game overall. Definitely worth the price. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.